My PSA speculation has been totally wrong. Let's talk about it. To all my sports card collector, investor, all of my collectibles friends out there in the universe. Guys, it is Friday. This is going to come out Friday night, I believe. I'm just throwing this one together. Got a fresh haircut today. We're at the end of the week, and I am ready for the weekend. Saints Bucks on Halloween Sunday. We got trick-or-treating. We got all the stuff going on. There's a lot going on this weekend. I'm excited about it, but I want to get this video in because I saw a great podcast with some interesting tidbits with Nat Turner. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. If you like what you hear, the like button, and karate chop that notification bell so that you're notified every time a new video comes out. You know what? Screw it. Let's play the Kung Fu NES clip. Had to throw that in for old time's sake. Okay, on the Card Talk YouTube or podcast, whichever one, however you caught it. And so basically, if you don't watch this show, this is Tyler, Lou, and Ryan, Card Collector 2, which Brad and I had Card Collector 2 Ryan on Off-Centered this past week on Tuesday night, if you want to check that out. Great guy, has a great YouTube channel, has a great card shop. It's all kind of working for Ryan. It was really good meeting him through that live stream. It was good times. But they were talking with Nat Turner. This was a recent interview that they had, and there's some tidbits, some new things in there that I had not heard yet, and something that I've been saying on this channel, and frankly, I've heard it kind of at many stations have been saying it. Many people within the hobby have been talking about it, and it's speculating on kind of those tiers for PSA. Personally, I thought they would never get below $40, $50 ever again. Really, I think I've said 50. I kind of just felt like, hey, look, this is going to be $50 plus. Actually, I think it'd be more than that, frankly. But Nat Turner, in that interview, he was talking to them, and the goal is to get back to where they were, which I thought was really amazing. And he talked a lot about capacity issues, just big time issues with capacity and not being able to grade cards fast enough. That's kind of the obvious thing to everybody. But the thing that's just not so obvious, or just how to get it done, because he was talking about, in one day, they had 660,000 cards coming in one day, and there was many days where they had 100,000 cards coming in every single day. He said that they've just gotten to the point where they're hitting kind of top end at 40,000 cards a day, which is insane. That's so many cards, so many cards, and they want to get to 80,000 cards a day. They talked about timeline a little bit with that, and he said, by the end of the year, no. Q1, probably not, but he kind of left it open after that. So Q2, Q3, I think is their goal, to double their capacity at 80,000 cards. And he didn't touch on this specifically, but I've heard in other interviews he wants to open up other tiers. So they will reach a point where they're all taking in new business as well. So it won't just be 40,000 cards against the backlog. There will be new business opening up as well, I think, and maybe it's $100 tier or whatever that ends up being. But the point is man, they are looking to crank it up, and they've showed all the signs of that as far as hiring and everything else goes. But I thought that was really interesting, and that's something that I really missed the mark on that. I never, to be honest, never thought they would get back to a $10, $12 sub price again, and that is his goal, to get back to that. He was pretty clear about getting back to where they were previously, which I thought was interesting. They didn't talk about this specifically, but I also saw a piece of news where I believe the Gentleman founder, and this is kind of that AI piece that PSA has brought on, and Nat has talked about that more being really a function of being able to authenticate cards better, to make sure that cards are authentic coming in. Obviously, that is a huge thing that's on people's minds, and PSA is that company that does offer a strong guarantee. They have a history of paying out when they've had, wonky stuff happen. And so I thought that was kind of interesting, where the Gentleman, I don't know if it's the founder or someone higher up in Gentleman, is now the president of PSA, which is which is big. I mean, that's kind of a big deal, just being that Jenna Mint is, that's a new acquisition. And now this guy is now the president of PSA. Anyway, thought that was interesting. Also, I do collect graded video games as well, and they own WATA now. Collectors Universe owns WATA, big time grading company for graded video games. And the one question that they left out that I wanted an answer to, and I was just waiting for it, it was right there. They had it. They didn't ask when we can expect population reports for graded video games through WATA. And it's something that everyone's fascinated to know. There's so much talk about kind of the speculation on what are the populations for these graded video games, whether it be CIB, complete in box, or sealed games, or just the cartridges. There's not any population reports that have been made public by WATA. And I thought for sure they were going to ask him. And Nat was wearing a WATA shirt. He was wearing the WATA shirt, so he's on board with it. He did say he's not a big video game collector, but he just believes in that space. Thought that it was a good acquisition for them, obviously, or they wouldn't have done it. But that was one where that was a miss. That was a miss because that's kind of look, maybe Nat wouldn't have given any sort of timetable, but it would have been great just to hear some sort of an answer on it, because I haven't heard anything out of the WATA camp or out of the Collectors Universe camp on population reports, and it's something that's very much needed in graded video games. Touched a little bit on NFTs. So I know a lot of sports card people are not NFT people, but he did mention, I thought this was kind of interesting, but PSA talked about a PSA wallet. And he didn't go into a lot of detail. I don't think that's something that is, top of the priority list, but he did mention kind of the possibility of a PSA wallet, that ties into your account and everything else, which I thought was interesting, and that would make sense. You've got your PSA account where you're grading cards, and you've also got your PSA wallet where you're holding your NFTs. The future is going to be really fun to watch how this all plays out, because you've got so much competition on the crypto side, the NFT side, the sports card side. There's so much money coming into all of it in the collectible space as a whole, and it's going to be cool to see how this all rolls out. And there's going to be new things. There's going to be new innovation, from a lot of these companies. And so I thought that was interesting to hear, because honestly, that wasn't even on my radar that PSA would be doing some sort of an NFT wallet, possibly. There was no guarantee there, but it was something that they've been kicking around according to this interview. All right, guys. So that was my kind of the big takeaways that I took from that interview, but it was good. It's a 40-minute interview on Card Talk. Card Talk Pod, I believe, is the full name. It's on 1:37 p.m. is the YouTube channel. But watch it. It's 40 minutes. I just kind of took away some highlights, my takeaways from it, some interesting tidbits. But definitely watch it for yourself, because Nat Turner, the one thing I do like about him is he does get out in front of the public, and he doesn't do the politician thing of just kind of giving you a roundabout answer for everything. He actually does talk about plans and strategies and different things, that PSA is doing. He does give a little bit of inside information. Obviously, they have business practices they don't want to necessarily share out into the universe. They want to keep that to themselves until some of these things come to fruition. But he does give little nuggets, little tidbits, to work from. And I thought that was interesting. So definitely check that out. And guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I missed on this one because I never thought they would get back to $10. Never thought that there would be a possibility that they get back to a $10 submission rate, to be honest. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you going to be using PSA? Are you raring to go? Are you just going to wait, hang out for that $10 submission price? Or when it gets to 30, 40, 50, maybe you're putting some cards in. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have an amazing Halloween weekend. I'm sure I'll be back to you with another video, a couple of videos here over the next few days. But remember, stay healthy, stay awesome. I will talk to you again later.